In this video, we're going to be looking at entering grades into the gradebook manually. In our last couple videos, we've first looked at creating categories for a gradebook and then went on to look at creating individual grade items to represent assessments. So again, in order to access our gradebook, we'll go to Course Admin and then Grades. And we can see this view here. Now, because we created those assessments, remember it was Test 1, the knowledge, and Test 1 application, you can see where the marks are going to appear here. Now, there are two ways that we can enter these grades. One of them is to click on this down arrow here and click Enter Grades. And that will take us to a separate page where we can then go and enter the individual grades of all the students. But instead of having to go into each individual column to add them in a separate screen, we could click here and go to switch to spreadsheet view. And this is useful because this is more like the EdSpeak gradebook where we can go and just enter the marks for both of them at the same time. So if it is a test where both marks are there at the top of the test, you can just enter both marks for each student as you go, and then click Save down here and it'll be done. So for example, let's say Pam was studying very hard and she did well. She did really well on the test. Andy, not so much. He was too busy practicing with his a cappella group, so he didn't get a chance, but his knowledge was good, but then his application wasn't good. He was able to skate by a little bit there. Whatever. Creed, who knows what Creed does? He didn't do very well. But anyway, so you can enter everything at the same time. Click Save, and there you go. Now, if you remember back in the setup wizard, we had ungraded items as 0 or leave them or drop them from the grade. So if we had checked off leave them as 0, all of these would appear 0 because they now don't have a mark. But we didn't, so they leave as no mark. They stay as no marks or blank. All right, so that's how you can enter all your marks in. Now, if you're going to be creating assessments within Brightspace, which is what we're going to be looking at, you can actually link the assessment to the mark book or the grade book here. So let's say we had an assignment that was a knowledge assignment that was out of 20. So we created the assignment in assignments, students went in and did it there, and I marked it in assignments. And I also had a grade item in gradebook. That mark from assignments would automatically show up in the gradebook. We can actually link these grade items to other aspects of the course. So you'll start to see the power of being able to do everything right within Brightspace because it all kind of ties together, and it does end up saving you a lot of work in the long run. So that's just a little motivation as to where we're going to be going in the future with this.